We got a brand new episode of the Quazemoto Show. This is your boy Quaz. With me, I found him. It's D. D joins us via phone. He's driving and working. That's how committed he is. D, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I hear you.
All right. Always good to have D on the show. You know, sometimes we don't know where he is. Sometimes he calls, sometimes he doesn't. But that's the nature of the show. D, what have you been up to, man?
Well, actually, man, I'm in front of the White House.
Oh, are you protesting?
No. I'm just, I'm parked about a block from the White House right now.
Uh-huh. Well, smile. They're taking a picture of you right now.
Well, hey, listen. I've been here, I hear so much every day because, I meet so many different people every day.
Uh-huh.
So, any subject, I'm ready for it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw it at you right from the get-go. Colin Kapernick. Right or wrong?
Well, he's as right as peanut butter and jelly.
Now that tells me you're for what he's doing, but you're against what he's doing. So I don't know what the hell you mean.
No, I'm surprised it took so long.
All right. What do you mean, man? Do you mean someone should have done this before?
What I hate about these guys, these athletes,
Uh-huh.
they have no balls. Kaepernick has balls.
Right. He's putting his career on the line for his beliefs.
He's calling everybody. He's calling. Hey, listen, he's exposing a lot of people.
Right.
And that's just right. That's why we go to war and fight people. World War I, the Civil War, the Revolution, World War II, whatever, Korea. But that's why we fight.
For our
so
freedom.
he can do what he's doing.
Yeah. So you're saying you support him?
It's totally ridiculous to be against what he's doing. It's totally un-American.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. But, we got some hard-headed motherfuckers out there. They're like, oh, he's un-American. He's against the military. He's all this. He's a racist and whatnot, Why are they... first of all, I don't get it. Why is everyone getting their panties in a bunch over this? I agree with you and Kaepernick 100%. It's his goddamn right to do this. He has every right to do it. And don't get it twisted. He's not protesting America. He's not protesting the military. He's protesting specific issues. Police brutality. Equality for all. That's what he's protesting.
We need to know the man behind the national anthem also.
Oh yeah. Our boy. Francis Scott Key. If you read the full anthem, he talks about how dare the slaves fight against us. Because if you remember your history, the British, who they were fighting against at the time, they promised the slaves in America freedom if you come fight for us against America. And Francis Scott Key, who was a well outspoken against freedom for slaves, or what do you call it, he didn't want freedom for slaves. He was a racist. I don't know if he was a well-known racist, but he was a racist. He didn't like blacks. He thought they were inferior and whatnot. And he was pretty upset that the blacks would, how dare they, go fight for the British and, and whatnot. So that's what D's trying to touch on. Am I right, D?
Yeah, man, you hit it right on the knot, man. I mean, the dude was a freaking racist, man. I was a boy to him.
Yeah.
My ancestors were boys to him.
Yeah. But I have to say, did you watch the ESPYs, D? That happened like back in July somewhere?
Yeah.
There was a moment, I think in the opening of the ESPYs, where you had like LeBron, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and Carmelo. They're all dressed in black, and they took a stance. Black Lives Matter. We need to do more as athletes. It's not the same effect as, say, LeBron sitting down for the national anthem. But every little bit helps, I would say. Would we like to see LeBron sit down for the national anthem in protest? Sure. Will he do it? I don't think so. He's got too much sponsorship money on the line to do that. Kaepernick, who knows if he's going to have a job come October. But while he's on the platform that he has, he's making the issue known. Should it be done by more athletes? Absolutely. Will it be done by more athletes? In all honesty, D, I don't think so. Do you agree?
I totally disagree.
You think more athletes are going to start protesting?
Yes.
You think like more football players, more basketball players, they're going to take a stand?
Yes. I believe that the NFL and the NBA, I'm not quite sure about the MLB, but I'm pretty sure the NFL will continue to see more players protest and join in on the protest.
Opening day, that'd be something,
Yeah.
Like, if we see, the Thursday night game and the Sunday games and the Monday night games where we see more black and minority athletes, let's not forget.
Protest.
We see like
the freaking black players, man, white players, man. We gotta get the white players, man.
You think the white players should protest? What would they protest? Police brutality?
Protest for
equality. No, equality. I mean, if you're a white person or whatnot, you have a right to support Black Lives Matter. Let's not do reverse racism and say, hey, you're white, you can't join Black Lives Matter. No. Support the cause, no matter what color you are.
That's right.
It would be just flat out reverse racism on the part of blacks if they said, no, white people, they can't do it. That'd be like Nation of Islam.
Well, the girl from the soccer league, she said that.
Yeah.
She knew.
Yeah, she's a white chick, and the reason she took a knee or sat out the anthem is because she's gay. She's a lesbo, right? And she's like, I can relate to discrimination because gays and lesbians are being discriminated. We don't have equal rights, much like minorities. So that's why she was protesting. All the more power to her. Go for it. Do your thing. Should white football players protest? Yes. Will they? I don't think so. I'm not going to see Kirk Cousins sit out the national anthem, next Monday night. I don't think so. Will I see, any prominent black male football player take a stand? Like say like Jameis Winston, he sits down for the national anthem. Russell Wilson, he sits down for the national anthem. Will they? Richard Sherman, the little ones, the guys that have a little bit more shine on them from the spotlight. Will they? In all honesty, D, I'm just being a realist. I don't think so. You know, they got too much. They look at it on a personal level. Do I want to risk my job? Do I want to risk my sponsorship? You know, because
So that means they don't have the heart.
They don't have the heart. And but like you said in the opening, they don't have the balls. They don't have the balls. Now let's say, D, you were like starting wide receiver coming off a Super Bowl win, and you saw Kaepernick do this. Would you join him?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I surely hope more players do join in this in the cause, because they need to, because they, like it or not, are role models, good and bad. They're role models.
Yeah. Yes.
You know.
He made history.
The only thing, you know, that'd be more significant than sitting out the national anthem, straight out boycott. Hit the NFL, the big conglomerate that it is, where it hurts, in the pocketbook. Right? You remember?
Actually, he's making more money for the NFL.
True. He's getting all the press, you know. You have anchors from CNN talking about the NFL. This is going to make it more people are going to watch.
It's jersey, man. It's selling out.
more rappers are wearing his jersey, that's for sure.
Yeah, man.
No, but think of the publicity, good or bad, that it's generating for the NFL. The season openers are going to be that much more. Regular folks who don't really care about NFL, they're going to tune in and watch. You know, who's sitting out, who's not. You know, the national anthem is going to be the 2 most must-see minutes of every kickoff game this year.
Well,
like it or not.
You know what?
What?
It's time for the big boys, the corporations, to give these guys support, man. It's time now.
Oh, absolutely. Will they? Absolutely not. That's a negative blow on them. Like it or not, let's be honest, that's a negative. Think about it. If Nike came out and said we're going to boycott, you know, we're going to join Kaepernick and boycott the NFL. Hell no. NFL's their bread and butter. But do you remember last fall, D, what happened at what was it? One of the football teams, like Mississippi State or Southern Miss. I think it was Southern Miss, where all the football players, risking scholarship and whatnot, decided to protest by not playing the upcoming game. It was like a meaningless game in November. They were, you know, Southern Miss wasn't really doing anything, but they protested. And you saw how quickly the school intervened and said, we're going to do this, we're going to fire people and whatnot, just play on Saturday.
It's all a part of a democracy. Sometimes it gets to it.
Right, but I'm still surprised by what happened that week and how quickly the institutions came and met the demands of the people that were protesting, along with the football players. Because the institution, the university, they knew if these guys don't play on Saturday, we're going to lose millions. All right, let's fire one dude. His salary is X figures. That can't compete with millions of dollars being lost on a game day Saturday. That's the power that these players have. And if enough players protest and boycott, you will see change quickly by the NFL, and even more so state and federal authorities. I might be reaching, but I'm reaching. Be that as it may, what Kaepernick is doing is all good. I'm all for it. If Kaepernick wants to sit down and protest the national anthem, it's his right. His absolute goddamn right to do it. And he made it abundantly clear, I'm not protesting the military. I'm not protesting our troops. but I'm protesting these issues right here. Now, I lost Donnie for a minute, but he'll call back. And that's not Donnie. Oh, excuse me. My lunch is coming up. But that was a hot issue last week, and it'll be very interesting to see what will happen come kickoff time this Thursday, this Sunday, and coming Monday. I'll definitely be watching. I'm also more so excited about what will happen for football itself. That leads to a good segue for this past weekend. We had our college football kickoff this past weekend, and I couldn't be more happy. Full slate of games. We had a quick preview on Thursday, but I could care less what happened in that game because it was meaningless. Two BS teams were playing. But Saturday, I was watching. D, is that you?
Yeah.
Man, I was talking to myself, and I'm like, what do you think, D? What do you think, D? I was like, no answer from D. Then I looked at my phone. D hung up on me. I'm like, uh-oh, the White House got him. The White House got him. I told you, man, you cannot hang around the White House for more than 5 minutes in your car. They will get you, especially being a black man.
Yeah, that's true.
I bet you they tapped on your window. They're like, sir, what are you doing here? You need to keep it moving.
Hey, you're right, though.
So you're like, this is the best signal I can get in all of D.C. Come on, don't tell me to move. You're going to end my call.
You're still breaking up.
Moving right along, we finished up the Kaepernick debate. Do you agree with me that more needs to be done? I mean, look, we both agree. But what else can be done to raise awareness?
So where are you located now, Quaz?
I'm near the airport. Is that what? You losing me? Am I talking like a robot right now?
Yeah, I just left. I don't know Dallas, man.
Man, park next to a Starbucks. They have strong Wi-Fi, dude.
Yeah.
Or just go into a Starbucks. You might have to pay $20 for a small cup of coffee, but that's the price you pay for free Wi-Fi too.
Listen, man, listen. How do you think Cowboys gonna do this week?
If we got Dak Prescott starting, who are we playing?
Giants.
Oh, we're gonna crush them. Where are we playing? Are we playing in Jerry World?
Yeah.
We'll win. And I may be so bold to predict we'll win by more than 10 points. I call it right now. We're going to be okay. Dak Prescott is going to be a suitable fill-in for Romo. We got a great running game. We got a great O-line. And defense is solid. We're going to be okay. We're going to beat Giants. Calling it right now. What do you say?
I think the Reds are favorite to win the division, honestly.
Who's favorite? Redskins? I don't know about the Redskins. Man, I mean, it'll come down to Redskins Cowboys in terms of winning the division. I don't think Redskins are going to run away with it. Look, they got Pittsburgh Monday night. They're playing in FedEx, but Pittsburgh ain't no joke. Pittsburgh ain't going to come into FedEx and roll over. Nah. They still got Roethlisberger. They still got a proud defense. And I think they're going to have Kirk's number. They're going to make Kirk win the game. But, yeah, I truly believe that Cowboys, they'll 10-point victory over the Giants. It won't be easy. Maybe by middle of fourth quarter, Cowboys will pull away. Nice and easy. they'll score that go-ahead win or go-ahead touchdown to put it away. Because you remember, Giants are rebuilding. They got a new coach. That old fart Coughlin, he's gone. You know, they got some new blood coach in there. They still got Eli. You know, they still got their wide receivers. But I think Victor Cruz, he's returned from his injury, or I think he had almost like had a cancer scare or something. But yeah, I think Cowboys will win. I think Redskins will lose at home, and that'll kick off the season just right. My Florida Gators, they won. I think they squeaked it out against UMass. We need to be crushing teams, man. We need to be crushing them 56-3. You know, but we'll get there. Offense is coming around, but the defense is solid. Some takeaways from college football weekend. Even though I hate Alabama, you gotta respect them for what they are. They are a juggernaut. USC, they had a chance up until the second half, and then Alabama just got on a roll and just couldn't keep up with USC. Just couldn't keep up with them. And you know, that's a telltale right there. Alabama, they beat a ranked opponent. I mean, USC was number 20. It's not saying much, but it's better than fucking Ohio State, you know, beating Bowling Green, you know, 63 or 70 to whatnot. That's not a test. That's a scrimmage, you know, against a JV team. You know, that's like playing your little brother when you're a senior and he's a freshman. It's not even a competition, you know. I hope Ohio State loses and loses early. Michigan, they won. They beat Hawaii. That was a no contest, and it did. You know, these victories over a Bowling Green or Hawaii, it really doesn't tell you what kind of team an Ohio State or Michigan is. True test comes when they'll play a Wisconsin, you know, or when they play Michigan State, or when they play each other. That'll be the true test. Right now, you're playing cream puffs, you know. Clemson struggled against Auburn, but they won. Game of the week, which I watched I watched the second half because I was at a dinner party. Notre Dame and Texas on Sunday night. That was a great game. I had to stop watching in the fourth quarter just as Notre Dame was tying it. Just because the wife, she wanted to watch her show and I had homework to submit before 9 a.m. Monday. But my boy Joel, he was texting me. He's like, "Oh, great game, great game. Did you watch it?" I'm like, "No, I heard it's double overtime and whatnot." I was rooting for Notre Dame. It's because I don't like Texas and I like Notre Dame better. You know, I kind of grew up watching Notre Dame with Lou Holtz, you know, Tony Rice and was it Tony Rice? Yeah, Tony Rice, Rocket Ishmael, Jerome Bettis, and those guys playing. You know, you can't help not like Notre Dame back in those days, you know, when they were winning championships and just demolishing people. But I always loved it when the Miami Hurricanes would come to town and beat the crap out of them, and in bowl games. That was always fun, you know. I watched a really good movie, and I want to talk about it, but I want to get D on the line and talk to him too. The movie was called The Big Short, and it was about the housing market and financial market crash of 2007, 2008. D, are you there?
Okay, yeah.
Alright, man. Alright, just go to a Starbucks, dude. Yeah. But anyways, hey, so quick impressions of college football weekend. What do you think? Likes? What you liked, what you didn't like?
Well, I like Alabama.
Yeah, you gotta give them respect.
You have to give them nothing but respect.
Yeah, they're monsters.
We're talking about the men against boys.
Yeah, USC had a chance up until what? Middle of second quarter?
Yeah.
That's when Alabama decided to play.
They said, "Okay, let's go."
Enough toying around with these fuckers from the West
They're not
Coast.
playing around.
Yeah.
They're not playing around.
Did you watch Texas Notre Dame?
Yeah, I saw that too. I wasn't impressed with Notre Dame at all.
Yeah, I mean they should have put Zaire in the whole game and it would have been a contest. You know?
Yeah.
The fuck
Yeah.
Chip Kelly's thinking, like doing the, two quarterbacks playing for him. Put Zaire in, he's the better quarterback. Stop fucking around.
Yeah.
He would have won that game outright if he has Zaire in the whole game. You know?
Yeah, but you got, like I say, man, it's pretty much going to be Alabama all year, man.
Alabama. Who's going to test them? Regular season and playoffs. Who's going to test them?
I don't know. There's nobody there.
Well, what about LSU? What about Ole Miss that they got in 2 weeks?
Oh, no.
What about Auburn, the Iron Bowl? No?
Yeah, you better than that, man. I think Georgia, maybe Georgia or Clemson or
I don't think I mean, maybe in the playoffs they'll get Clemson, but I don't know if they're playing Georgia this year. They're not playing my Gators. Maybe in the SEC title, if the two Alabama and Florida meet in the title game again, that'll be it. But I think there's going to be a surprise team that's going to have a really good mobile quarterback. Because if you remember Alabama's history, they're not very good against quarterbacks that can make plays on the run. Talking about Tebow, Johnny Manziel, Dak Prescott, and the Ole Miss quarterback from last year that can make plays on their feet. That gives Nick Saban and Alabama fits. And don't forget, the Auburn quarterback, Cam Newton, he beat Alabama that year. So, if they come across a quarterback that just has Alabama's number, that's going to be the telltale. And don't sleep on Ole Miss. Ole Miss will give Alabama a game. You know.
They don't stand a chance.
Ooh, strong words.
You're talking about steak and potato, man. That's what these guys are, man. They're all steaks and potatoes.
Yeah, man. Where say the average college football team, like a USC or an Auburn, they might have 5 to 9 NFL ready players. Alabama, they got 30. They got 30 NFL players on their roster right now.
Right now.
That's what makes it unfair.
Yeah, right on both sides of the field.
Hell yeah. What about fucking Ohio State or Michigan? Do they have a chance? If they meet Alabama in the playoffs?
I don't think so, man. Well,
Remember,
it doesn't look good for a whole college. NCAA doesn't look good.
Remember 2 years ago where no one gave Ohio State a chance against Alabama, and a dude by the name of Cardale Jones gave Alabama a run for their money and stomped their ass.
By the way, man, what happened to him?
I don't know. He opted for the draft. I think he's on some roster. I don't know. He's a big dude and he likes to eat. Another Jamarcus Russell. You know? He got that beefy NFL contract. He's eating, he's eating good right now. He's eating, like I said, steak and potatoes every night. So he might just blow it up and not do anything.
Man, this guy, Elliott, running back for the Cowboys, he's supposed to be real. This guy, man, I mean, he's got real lot of confidence.
You see him in the preseason against the Seahawks when he took on Cam Cameron?
Oh, my goodness.
He wasn't scared. Let's, give him props for that. He just lowered. This is an all-pro safety, Cam Cameron. Ezekiel Elliott, a rookie. All Ezekiel Elliott did was lower his shoulder and boom, knock Cam Cameron backwards. That's what you like. That's what you like to see.
He actually went looking for him.
Oh, yeah. And you want to see that. That gets you excited when you're running back. You know? Be like, yes, we got ourselves a running back who's not scared. So, We got Alfred Morris and Ezekiel Elliott behind that O-line. We're going to be fine, dude. We're going to be fine. Romo, no Romo. We're going to be fine. We got Dak Prescott. He'll be a good fill-in.
Well, I most certainly know what you're saying. And it's going to all depend on how that quarterback is.
I think they're going to just ask him to manage the game. Don't do too much. They're going to rely on the ground game to win it.
Yeah.
Ball control, the old school ball control offense. You know, let your offense and running back, and they're not going to tell Prescott to do a lot. You know, they're going to have him do checkdowns mostly if they ask him to throw. Other than that, rely on the running game and defense to keep them in the games to win it. I think we'll be all right. Remember, week 1, Giants, they're rebuilding, kind of. You know, they lost their coach. They're kind of rebuilding.
Right.
And Eli Manning, he's always hot and cold. You never know which Eli is going to show up each week. Hey.
Yeah, you never know.
Hey, early Super Bowl prediction. Who you got?
Oh, man. Oh, man. Quaz. Wow, man. You caught me off guard.
You just got to pick 2 teams. One from the NFC, one from the AFC. Hell, you can say Tampa Bay against Houston, and I'll buy it.
No, of course I wouldn't say that. That's like winning a lot. That's like, you know, a million chance to win the lottery.
Hey, put some money on it right now. What if that happens, dude? You called Tampa Bay and Houston before week 1. You know how rich you'd get?
Okay, I got Seattle and Dallas in this.
Seattle and Dallas. I like that pick. But the only problem with that is they're both NFC teams, dude.
Huh?
They're both NFC teams. They can't play in the Super Bowl against each other.
Oh.
You gotta pick one from the NFC, one from the AFC.
I thought Seattle was from the AFC. I'm sorry.
Nah, they switched like 10 years ago.
Yeah. They play like the AFC team.
Yeah, they used to be.
I'm going to go ahead and just say I change it now. I'm going to say Green Bay against New England.
New England, yeah. I like New England. And Green Bay's strong. You know, don't sleep on Green Bay.
That's my Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, because like in the AFC, I really don't see any team in the AFC surprising me other than the Patriots. You know? I mean, who else in the AFC has a chance? Pittsburgh? No.
Well, I like Pittsburgh now.
Colts?
What's wrong now?
I mean,
I like Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh always shoots themselves in the foot every year. They make mistakes in key games. And they're always struggling to get into the playoffs. You know, Baltimore is a ghost of its old shell after they gave, their quarterback Flacco all that money. They got no other guys on there. You know, don't tell me the Colts. Colts are up and down. We don't know what you're gonna get out of Luck. You know, Houston, no. Kansas City, no. You know, Miami. So like it's New England's to lose. NFC is more competitive. You know, it could be a repeat of Seahawks Green Bay Super Bowl from 2 years ago. I like the Cardinals. Cardinals look good. They might just go very deep.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the Cardinals.
No sleep on them.
Nah. So, you got, I'm going to write this down, Green Bay and Seahawks. You got Green Bay and Patriots. That'd be a good Super Bowl. I actually enjoy watching that.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Yeah. But yo, next week, I'm going to talk to you about how the U.S. taxpayer got robbed in plain daylight. Every U.S. taxpayer got robbed in America back in 2007. That's going to be a little teaser.
Okay.
And you know what I'm talking about. We're going to get
I
in.
know exactly what you're talking about.
We're going to talk about that next time. All right.
Well, hey, listen. I went to the Mets game this past weekend.
And you didn't call your boy. What the fuck, man?
Well, this girl took me.
Oh man. I'm a little heartbroken, D. You didn't take me, man.
Well, the game was in Queens.
Oh, you went all the way up to the city. I thought you... Oh yeah, never mind. Because like they played the Braves last night or something at Nats Park. All right, never mind. How was that?
Yeah, it was a good game. We lost, of course. But the Mets are a good team. They're playing good ball right now. Probably some of the best ball in the majors.
But aren't the Nats? They're starting they're sitting their starters. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Because like they're money for the pennant and they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're already there.
Yeah.
They just gotta play better ball.
Well, let's see how they do in the playoffs. You know. Playoffs are hard.
They gotta bring those bats alive, man. They gotta get them going.
Oh yeah, I agree. You know, I agree. But I'll be rooting for them. You know, don't get me wrong. I'll be rooting for my Nats.
Yeah, man. I'll look at the schedule and we'll see if we can go to a game next week.
Yeah. I mean, I think the tickets would be dirt cheap since none of the starters are going to be playing.
Yeah.
You know, you get in there for $5.
I think that's true. I think that is true. I think the tickets should be cheap.
Oh yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, if it's game night and you're in the city, call me. I'll be there.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
For my boy D, this is Quaz. This is the Quazemoto Show. D, thanks for dropping in and dropping out and then dropping back in.
No problem.
Go get your Starbucks, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely headed that way.
All right, man. This is the Quazemoto Show. Keep listening, keep following, keep liking. Email us, quazimotoshow@gmail.com. Peace.